What is happening, guys? This is Daniel, and today we'll be talking about Jordan Bell, and let's quickly get to know Bell. He's a 22-year-old who played at Oregon. The Warriors drafted him at pick number 38. He's a role-playing big man who's only 6'9", but projects as a center in the NBA, and most importantly, he had a good summer league and looked better than Damian Jones and Kevon Looney, two of the other Warriors' young big man prospects. So, let's get to his game. Let's start with offense, where offensive rebounding is important, and Bell does a nice job of boxing out his own man. So on the shot, notice how Bell creates position for himself on the weak side using his strength, and then he gets the rebound and makes a nice pass. This stems from the fact he's your typical role-playing 5 who spends a lot of time on the block. This allows him to get in position to box out in the way he does along the baseline, and it works out well, and here his position helps keep the board alive, and then he'll get another offensive rebound on the 3-point miss. He doesn't statistically project as a monster offensive rebounder, but he has a nice motor on the glass and should be adequate in this area for sure. In terms of Bell's finishing around the rim, there really wasn't much to take away from Summer League, just not many instances where we got to see Bell's touch on display, and here he misses a layup. But on the bright side, Bell is athletic, so this allows him to catch lobs in the pick and roll, which is valuable, and just in general finish strong. On this play, it's in the pick and roll, the defense doesn't rotate over, and Bell finishes with a jam. Let's stick with the pick and roll. So Bell has the athleticism to finish in the NBA, and what also impressed was his passing. So versus the Warriors in particular, teams will double the pick and roll. Two defenders will come to Curry or Durant, and Bell will be the outlet as the screen setter. So here he catches it, and notice how he balances on 2 feet, gets under control, and makes a basic kick-out pass. Good stuff. This was really impressive. He'll catch it on the short roll, and a defender will stunt at him, and Bell could make a fine pass and kick it out to the shooter the defender helped off of, but he sees that Damian Jones down low has inside position and the size advantage, so he throws a lob, and Jones gets it and makes the layup. Watch again and notice how he was able to make this pass off of 1 foot on the move while still being in control. Here's an instance where he could have made that same lob pass. A defender rotates over to him in the pick and roll, Jones is open, but instead Bell forces up a shot at the rim. But there is no doubt Bell is a good passer for a center, and he fits well in the Warriors' high post sets where he can catch it and make a nice backdoor feed like he does here. Bell came across as a very intelligent offensive player. The way he rebounds, his passing, and also his screening. Here he comes up from his normal position along the baseline to set a flare screen, freeing up McCaw for an open 3. Heady screening is underrated, and here's another example. In the pick and roll, Bell sees the defender rotated over to him so he can't catch it on the short roll. So what he does is he sets a screen on that defender, potentially freeing up a 3 for a teammate, which doesn't occur here, but that's nice to see regardless. Now, let's talk about what he can't do. He can't be any sort of offensive focal point. You don't want him posting up, and here he turns it over on the post up. He also doesn't project to ever shoot 3s, and he only took 2 in Summer League. Bell can drive, but strictly with his right hand. Here it works for him as he uses his size to get to the rim and finish. But on this play, you see his limitations. He drives right, gets cut off, and this would be a great opportunity for him to spin back toward the middle, show off a move. He doesn't seem to have that in his game, and he passes it and it gets deflected. Bell has the skill set to fit in on offense, but if he's going to make an impact for the Warriors, it's going to be on defense. It all starts with rebounding, and on the defensive glass, Bell was a terror in Summer League, averaging 13.8 defensive rebounds per 40 minutes. He was all over the place, and his athleticism helps, of course, being able to sky for rebounds other players wouldn't be able to get. This is a good defensive play from him as he holds his own in the post using his strength, and then he completes the play with an aggressive rebound after he jumps to contest the shot. This is a good old-fashioned box out. After containing the pick and roll, he nicely boxes out and hauls in the board. So Bell can rebound, and now let's talk about his rim protection, which is very interesting, and what he likes to do is load up and go for the block. Look at his feet, they're close together as he's timing the block, and here he does seem to get a piece of it. He almost looks like a predator, waiting to pounce on his prey, and here again he gets the weak side block. The thing is, him rotating over late can work against him at times. Here he comes over late and the offensive player is able to score versus him. Keep in mind, Bell is only 6'9". On this play, Bell has the opportunity to sprint to get in position to use verticality at the rim, which is what Draymond Green would do, but instead he goes for the block, and these type of blocks may be tough against NBA players. I've noticed when Bell succeeds, there is typically good point of attack defense. So good defense there, the ball handler probably isn't too worried about Bell at this point, so he can sneak in and get that weak side rejection. Whereas on this play, there's bad perimeter defense and the defensive player gets blown by, so the ball handler gets to meet Bell directly at the rim. And it would have been beneficial if Bell stepped up sooner and he could have used verticality. Knowing when to go for the block and when to go straight up is something Bell will learn over time. Verticality is just jumping straight up on a drive to force the ball handler to shoot over or around you, and on this play it would have been nice if Bell did that. Instead he tries to take a charge, which isn't the worst thing, but he poorly executes it and he gets dunked on. Notice on the charge attempt, Bell doesn't even fall over. That being said, I don't want to take away from the fact that he has great timing on his blocks, and he had a few instances in transition where he was able to track down the offensive player and come up with some impressive blocks. Moving on to pick and roll defense, and when he's asked to contain, he does a really nice job. Here, he pressures the ball handler and gets the block. Good fundamentals here, as when he contains, he has his left arm down in the passing lane, so on the pocket pass he ends up getting the deflection and getting the steal. He had his lazy moments in Summer League, but for the most part he was pretty active. Here the ball handler drives away from the screen, and instead of watching the ball handler go, Bell is alert and ends up getting the block. But where Bell can add the most value is with his ability to switch. He has quick feet, so he can switch onto guards and contain, which he does here, and he forces the tough miss. Of course, it's not just in the pick and roll where switching has value. Here it's in transition where Bell says, "I got ball," and he takes this guard, and for a 5 to be able to do that and contain the drive, well, that's quite nice. Though this time when he switches on to a guard, he gets beat by a nice in and out move. Where Bell will most likely struggle, especially in his rookie season, is with his off-ball perimeter defense. So here he's guarding a shooter, and he doubles down in the post unnecessarily, leaving the shooter open. Again, he leaves the shooter. This time, it's his big man instincts that kick in. He goes to protect the basket while he should have stayed home on the shooter. In conclusion, on offense, Bell does valuable role player things, and on defense, Bell adds versatility as he can rebound, switch, and block shots, and he could potentially be a very good defensive player. And the most important part is this fits exactly what the Warriors are looking for. They don't need someone who can score in the post, and they really value switching, which makes Bell a good pick and a terrific fit. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.